take one. Thank you, Fred. We're going to take one more question, and then we'll stick around and happy to talk to folks one-on-one.
So, for anyone who's an expert on the case, if we get a favorable decision and the Supreme Court decides that today's Wisconsin map is unconstitutional,
yes,
what is your level of confidence that we will have new maps in place for next November's election? Because I've heard some people say, oh, there are delaying tactics, they'll stall, they'll make it not happen.
So I'll give you my view,
Okay.
and I think I can fairly consider myself an expert on
Yeah.
the case. So let's make some assumptions. There's going to be an argument in October. Let's assume we get a decision by January or early February at the latest. What we would expect to happen, based on what we've seen in other types of gerrymandering cases, racial gerrymandering cases, et cetera, is that the court will assign the legislature, again, the responsibility of drawing a new map, but they will give them very little time. That could be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I would be surprised if it were more than 6 weeks at that point. The legislature then would either pass a new map or they wouldn't pass a new map. Okay, so that's the divergence. If they don't pass a new map, we'll come back to that in a second. If they do pass a new map, the district court will vet that map, and they will determine whether it meets the standard that they set and that the Supreme Court sets. It is very unlikely, it is possible, but it is very unlikely that whatever decision the district court makes would be appealable to the Supreme Court. They might try, but what is likely is the Supreme Court would say, nope, this is an implementation issue, the district court can handle it, we're not going to review that, and the district court will make an up or down decision on the map, and we'll go forward. The map won't be perfect if the legislature passes it. It won't be fair. It will be fairer than the current map.
It'll be less bad.
It'll be less bad, and there will be a chance for the minority party to pick up a number of seats in the 2018 election. That map would be implemented then by February, March, April at the worst, and they might even adjust the primary, the signature schedule, but it would get us to a November election in a reasonable time. If they don't pass a map, then the court will impose a map, and that happens all over the country all the time. There's a lot of different processes they can use to develop a map. They can take submissions, they can appoint a master, they can just pick a map and say this is the map. There's all kinds of different things they can do. That map, again, would be in that same time frame, March, April, under that scenario. So at this point, knowing that we have argument the second day of term, right, which is October 3rd, we have a lot of confidence that if we get a good decision, we'll get a good new map, a better map for November 2018. And that's why we're fighting. Thanks to all of you for being here. Join Citizen Action. Take action.